You were a fighter pilot. Did you know that's what you wanted to do, or did it accidentally happen?
No, that's what I wanted to do. I think I was like 8 when I saw Top Gun.
You both thought you married a housewife.
That was my dream my whole life. I was like, I just need to marry a nice girl who will take care of the family, who will take care of me.
You had this dream of having an RV park with your family. Been looking for this park that is perfect for your family for a couple years now. Talk to us about that. I want to know, how do you decide who births the baby? Today on Unapologetically Me, we have two amazing women who are retired U.S. Air Force. One was a fighter pilot, which is super cool, and the other specialized in human resources. They are moms of two amazing kids, and they just went under contract on their first RV park. Welcome to the Unapologetically Me podcast, Summer and Elena. We are so excited to have you here today.
We're happy to be here. Thank you.
So I think, okay, first of all, let's just rewind a little bit. You were a fighter pilot.
I was.
That is so badass. So when you first went into the military, did you know that's what you wanted to do, or did it accidentally happen?
No, that's what I wanted to do. Like
your whole life.
That's the only thing I've ever wanted to do, yeah.
Wait, so you knew when you were little, like, I want to grow up and be a fighter pilot.
Yeah, I think I was like 8 when I saw Top Gun, and I was very impressionable apparently at that time. So yeah, that was it. That's what I wanted.
I'm so envious of people that know what they want to do from a young age.
Yes.
Yeah, it was nice.
And so what was that process like? Was it everything you thought it would be? Because from what I know about you, I don't think it was.
No, it wasn't. So the flying part was cool and awesome. There's just a lot of other stuff that goes along with it. So it was, I mean, it was my 20s, most of my 30s. A lot of flying, and then a lot of not flying. So yeah, but it was cool.
What was it like being a woman doing that? That's kind of a predominantly male area, right?
It is, yeah. Through my 20-year career, I was stationed with probably 5 other female fighter pilots. But it was just like for the most part, just like having a bunch of big brothers that were mean to me and picked on me, but like, no one else could, and they pretty much judged me based on capability versus anything else. So
that's an awesome testimony, because I feel like so many people try to tell, and they don't try to tell, it probably is truly their story, these really rough stories of being the women in those environments. So it's awesome to hear that that was a positive part of it for you, that the guys accepted you and it wasn't a big deal.
Yeah, for the most part, it was a positive experience.
Yeah.
There was an outlier here and there, but nothing
like that's
too
in
bad.
every industry, right?
Yes.
Even if it's one that like you look like you're supposed to fit in, there's still somebody that you're like, why are you such an asshole? Why are you doing this to me?
Yes.
Yeah. So were you ever scared? Like, I know you said you wanted to do this your whole life, but like when you first got in that plane and you had to fly for the first time, were you scared?
I don't know if scared is the right word. Like the training pipeline for that is pretty robust, so you're pretty prepared for every step of the way, but definitely like adrenaline and nervousness, but I don't know if fear was ever a part of it. Definitely like high stress times, but training kicks in and then you just kind of get through it.
You're just like a badass that was like made for this. Yeah. And Summer, like, I know that sometimes the whole fighter pilot thing can overshadow HR, but
Yes, dropping bombs.
but once you own a business, you start learning exactly how hard freaking HR is. Like, it is truly a skill set. Hiring, firing, training, having hard conversations. These are real skill sets that transition into the business y'all are about to buy.
Yes. No, we're excited. We have varying skill sets. And I think besides being a fighter pilot, she's very just all over handy, like just in all areas of life, just a very capable, handy person. So I think I will have awkward conversations with people and she will fix most everything.
Sounds like perfect complementary skill sets for an RV park. So I have been on this journey with y'all for a couple years now. I met you when you were both still, well, you were still working and you were still in the military and you had this dream of having an RV park with your family, and you came to, actually we were in a mobile home park conference and you came and listened to me speak, and then you started coming to some of our RV park sessions and learning more and more, and you've been looking for this park that is perfect for your family for a couple years now. Talk to us about that.
So we actually found it. It was listed with on a like campground listing marketplace. So she called the realtor, and the realtor said it's under contract. Buyers are very motivated. Like, too bad, so sad. And we were both like disappointed. And we've seen a few come and go. So, but it was interesting. Like, we both were like heartbroken that this one was already taken up. And then the realtor reached out to you just a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, because I told her, I said, okay, I get that there's no way that this is going to fall through, but just in case, don't lose my number. And then she sent me an email. I called her that day. We went and saw it the next day, and we were under contract a couple days later.
Yeah.
We actually went to Disneyland that Monday, and so we're sitting there like in the food court on the ground trying to make a contract while we don't get in trouble with the kids for being on our phones.
The definition of being an entrepreneur. Like all of those things come to a head when you're at Disney World, or when you're like at a wedding, or you're at like your wedding, or some like extreme event. That's when it's going down. It never fails. I think I posted something the other day that I'm like, if you've never been on vacation and had to stop in somewhere with a notary, are you really a real estate investor? Because that's how it always works.
Yeah,
it was crazy. It was bananas.
And it's how long you've been doing this and trying to find that perfect park for you is a testament to your perseverance. Like, how did you do that? Because most people can't keep up the whole shiny object syndrome and like going this way and that way. Most people can't keep up a goal for 2 years and not have that instant gratification. How did y'all do that?
Well, you yelled at us all the time about our vivid vision and making sure that what we were choosing to do led to what we want with our vivid vision. So many things came and went where we would have to stop and say, is this leading us toward what we think our vivid vision is? So I think that was it.
Yeah, and the retreats. And then when we would have our tribe meetings, kind of having to remind ourselves, this is me falling off into, storage or something else and being like, no, this is how I need to get back on the path.
It's so easy to get off of that and all of the different things. So do you have your vivid vision written out and it's something you see in front of you, or how are you reminding yourself of that?
It's written out.
Yeah, and keep it in a book.
Yeah. It also evolves too. As the kids grow, we were talking about this earlier, like if we were not with kids, I think it would be pretty steady. But then as the kids grow, we kind of like are continually evolving, well, what was best for the family when they were tiny versus now that they're getting involved in other activities and they're kind of developing their own personalities and likes. Like it evolves a little bit, but we keep it written and updated. And I would like to say we have weekly meetings to discuss it, but
they're on the calendar. The weekly meetings are on the calendar. Sometimes, yes, they don't happen.
So I heard a funny story about y'all, and I think I actually heard this story separately from the two of you. You both thought you married a housewife.
yes.
We definitely wanted to marry a housewife. Yeah, that was my dream my whole life. I was like, I just need to marry a nice girl who will take care of the family, who will take care of me.
And I think we both expected the other one to be the housewife when we get married. Like, we didn't sit down and hammer that out before.
We did not have an honest conversation about that.
Yeah.
And we both like to work.
Yeah. So what happens now?
We constantly bicker about eating healthy, like
the chores
and meals being done. I wouldn't say bicker, but we harass each other about.
Yeah. And we're all very precise. I'm sure you guys know, but like you all want it the way you want it. Mm-hmm. And we're not different than that. Like we want it exactly the way we want it. Yeah. So, and sometimes, and with her job, so she flies and so she'll be gone. It's awesome because she'll be home for chunks of time, but then she'll be gone for chunks of time. So me and the kids, we kind of get into a routine of this is how we live. And she's like, this is how you live?
So you work for a commercial airline. So that you're home how many days do you think?
I'm like home 15 to 17 days a month. And then
so it's quite a few.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But the spurts of being gone are long.
Yeah, that's a long time away. How do you handle that? Because for me, I'd be like scared to be alone. Or I'd miss my significant other.
Yeah, both things.
Yeah.
But we kind of won the lottery. My in-laws are amazing human beings, and so we live on their property actually in a house that my father-in-law grew up in. And when I'm having a bad time, when I need some support, the kids just run over to grandma and grandpa's house, right? Like it's just a little community of family, and it's amazing. So I'm never alone.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
So I have a question that you can tell me you don't want to answer. I want to know, how do you decide who births the baby?
Oh, that was easy.
That was easy.
Yeah. I had zero interest in birthing a baby.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I said, well, we have these two uteruses that we could both be using if mine doesn't,
like you could
for
both
whatever
birth
reason,
a baby,
Yeah,
right?
she was like, well, if yours doesn't work, we could adopt.
Oh.
Yep.
That's my favorite thing that she said. She was like, yeah, just know. That's
part of that housewife job.
Yes.
Right?
You get it. Yes.
Okay, nobody be offended. We don't actually think that's a housewife's job. But
No. But seriously, wouldn't that be great? Like just someone who just took care of you.
Well, our last guest, Vina Jetty, I don't know if y'all know her. She's raised over $1 billion in money and bought all these multifamily properties. She literally has an employee that she calls her wife because it's the person who comes in and does all of that stuff.
Yes.
You need to hire
So
one.
that's
what
goals,
you guys
right?
need.
That's goals. Put that on that vivid vision for 3 years from now. You want to hire your whatever. We need a new
We
role.
need to come up
we
with
need a title for
name
this role that
because
isn't
I'm going to
housewife.
start a business where I like have
Instead of hiring
wives.
nannies.
Yeah,
Yes.
and then people can come be like, oh, I want to like it's like care.com, but like
for
a
you.
wife, right?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So maybe that's your like goals for 3 years is you
Add that
hire
to
on that
your-
role.
Yeah.
Vivid vision.
That's a good idea. Because we have written on there, the first person, if we could hire, would be a chef.
Yes.
Because we like to cook for fun, but not every single day, every meal.
I hate
Wait, so is it the
cooking.
cooking you don't like or the cleanup from the cooking? Because I will cook anything you want to eat if somebody else will clean up.
It's all of it for me.
Can I be
just
your
don't
wife?
wanna-
That would be I will clean if you will cook.
Yes. I love cooking. Yeah.
So do you guys? How does it work?
I think it's just the time it takes where the kids are coming in. Hey, I want to play. I want to do this, and I think I feel bad or guilty because we're constantly in a minute, and it gets old. So neither one really bother me though.
Yeah, I just don't like to do either one. I don't want to spend my time on it.
You're going to do anything.
No, I like if you could just grab a box out of the cupboard of like a healthy meal.
She totally would.
Wait, so what do you imagine as your role in the relationship? Because I haven't yet heard anything that Elena actually wants to do. She's going to fix everything.
She fixes
We're excited about her
everything.
fixing everything.
She really does.
I don't mind cleaning. I don't mind doing
No.
laundry.
Okay.
No, she doesn't.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but she really does fix anything and everything. Like there's not anything, especially we are in a much older home that may or may not have mice.
You hear them in the walls because I have them at the cabin and I can hear them like biting through my walls.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
We'll talk
okay.
later about how to help you with that.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes.
No, I kept hearing something like that.
Oh,
And because I
gosh.
was from Tennessee, I thought it was a mouse, but I live in South Florida now and it's iguanas. So we had iguanas all inside the room.
Those things are mean.
They are crazy.
They can
So-
smack you with their tail
Yes.
really hard.
And they're like outside my glass window, like pounding on the window trying to get in. They're creepy and they scare the cats like to death.
Oh, the cats don't try to chase them?
No, they see them out the window and they think they want them. And then the iguana comes up to the window and just like whacks on it. And the cat's like, God.
Those things, I'd rather have mice over iguana any
They were
day.
creepy. That cost a lot of money to get them out of
Okay,
my
so
attic.
have you got the mice out or?
I think so.
Yeah.
We haven't seen any signs of it for a while. And it's gotten cold too, so I think we've got it solved. We'll see.
It's really terrible. I
finally got her to check the trap like when I was gone. Because I would come home and then have to check the trap and be like, bud, there's probably been in here for a little bit.
Oh my gosh, I can't handle it.
So
Yeah,
gross.
that-
And they're like
That would
molded.
gross
and-
me out.
and-
Oh, molded?
Why are they dead? This will start to mold.
They start to decompose a little bit.
I can't. Don't even talk about it.
Her and I are going to throw up right now. So
She actually called my sister to come over and grab one time, which embarrassed me. I was like, all right, no.
I don't
I
blame
am
him.
not from the country. I'm not from the country.
Where are you from?
Texas, San Antonio.
That's kind of country to me.
No, it's like a
Oh,
city.
San Antonio is just a city. It's just,
Okay.
it likes to pretend that it's cowboys and rodeo. And
Right.
if anybody from Texas is listening, they'll be like, we are
We're
country.
country.
You're country.
But not country like,
Elena, where are you from?
with,
Idaho.
there's 300 people in this town. Sometimes.
Sometimes.
So how did you guys end up buying an RV park? Like, was there a conversation that you guys were like, oh, like, let's buy an RV park? Like, how did that even happen?
It was an evolution.
It was an evolution. So when I got ready to separate from the Air Force, I knew I didn't want to work in a cubicle farm and didn't really want to work for somebody else, wanted to have more freedom. So I started researching real estate investing. And it kind of evolved in the research from like a bunch of single family to multifamily. I landed on mobile home parks and partnered on one of those. And then I think you were probably the first podcast I ever heard talking about RV parks.
RV queen right here.
That's
Yeah.
right.
So then I started looking into that too. And I still love mobile home parks, but the RV parks are just more fun and the other avenues of cash flow that you can have.
the cash flow is so much
Yes.
better.
Are you guys
Yeah.
campers?
Yeah.
Do you guys do like tent camping or like RV camping?
We have a trailer.
You're actually campers or like glampers?
Yeah, we have a trailer.
Glamping.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that's not glamping
has a
like in our
bathroom in it.
sense, but yeah, like a. So you have like a Class A? Oh, you have a trailer.
We have a trailer. We have a
Okay.
travel trailer.
Travel trailer,
She
yeah.
would be a camper. Like, well, she's got the tent and we'd be on the ground.
I have reached an age, I'm not going anymore. I am not sleeping in a tent. I don't care the scenario.
But the RV you'll do. In like a comfortable bed with a toilet and a shower and
yes, but in my household, I am the one that drives the 40-foot bus.
Oh yeah.
And so I've been pregnant for forever, I feel like.
Yeah.
And being the one who's pregnant, driving the bus, setting it all up, dumping the tanks. I'm like, I think I'm over this for a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think I want to do this right now. There's a season.
I
am not in my camping season.
Yeah.
I would kill a lot of people if I got behind the wheel
Oh
of
my
an
gosh.
RV.
Have y'all ever driven one of those things?
Yeah.
You've driven the giant buses? Dude, people should have to have a license for that. The first time
Absolutely.
I drove it, my ex-husband like followed me back home because I had him like show me how to use all of the stuff. And he's like, what are you doing? You're like, I'm like, we're gonna die. Like, how did they let me leave this place driving this thing?
Yeah.
It's totally crazy they don't make people have license for that.
It is. I agree. Yeah. We've seen some dangerous people.
Yeah, I'm probably one of those dangerous people. Yeah, I'm
Wait,
not
so
the
have
driver.
both of you guys driven them?
Not the big. With the trailer, yes, but not the big bus. No.
Well, the bus like sways with the wind because they're so tall, and if you get anywhere near the like line on the road, it like drags you down, and you're just like being drugged down into the ditch, and it's totally freaks me out every time I drive it.
Yeah, that would definitely. No.
I should stop driving it. I should stop driving it. I need a driver.
How old are your kids?
4 and 6. We have a 4-year-old girl and a 6-year-old boy.
Oh,
Yeah, they're pretty amazing.
Yeah. We like them.
we like them.
We're trying to transition you into talking about homeschooling.
Oh, I see. She's like, let me help you. Let me help you with this. Yes, homeschooling. So that was the big draw for me to retire. I love the military. Amazing.
Congratulations
time.
on that, by the
Yeah,
way.
and
you.
thank you for your service, by the way. I probably should have said that at the beginning.
No, thank you.
It's our
Thank you.
pleasure.
Yeah, we had the best time. Yeah, it was amazing.
So you're a month out.
A month, yes. And so just being able to have this opportunity to spend time with my kids before they don't like me anymore.
Aw.
Right? Before they have friends and
But
teenagers.
that won't
and-
happen with homeschooling.
All right. They will
Because-
love me forever.
I mean, maybe they should. I feel like when you homeschool your kids, you have so much more of this like tight knit family environment. As you know, my oldest daughter comes with me to all this stuff. She's here today, and it's a different relationship than the kids who like have to be at every cool thing at school and like they aren't friends with their siblings because they're friends with all the kids in their classes. You know, their siblings are those things. And I think one of the coolest things I saw with homeschooling was we belong to a co-op in Tennessee. Do y'all know what the homeschool co-ops? So for those of you who don't know what that is, it can be once a week or twice a week, but the homeschool families all go to like a set place and it's kind of like their school. And maybe some of the parents will trade off teaching different topics that maybe they have a skill set in. For example, I taught the high school intro to business class in the co-op and like different parents have different skills, right? And even though the kids would love seeing all these other kids this couple days a week, when it came to lunchtime, you would still see all the families choosing to go sit with each other and helping their brothers and sisters. And it's just like this so amazing family dynamic that made me want to cry. I'm like, we are homeschooling forever after seeing that because it's just the way school works in our modern culture. Like families are torn apart because they're going to this sport and that sport and this activity. And like, dude, people think that like a lip sync club is more important than like eating dinner together as a family. Like, I'm just not here for that.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with if you choose to do that. It's just not the life I want for my family.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I'm also choosing to homeschool. What made you guys decide to homeschool?
Really the flexibility. So her schedule is kind of crazy with when she's home from flying and when she's not. And we thought, well, what's the point of me being retired if we're still tied to a school that they have to go to? So we wanted to be as flexible as possible so that we can take them with us so that they can come to the park and be a part of the business and grow them in that way.
Do you plan on managing the park yourself or are you going to hire a manager?
So for a little while, we'll have to manage it ourselves.
For what?
For a little while.
For a little while. Mm-hmm. So you're going to take the kids with you each
Yes.
day?
Yes.
What does that look like in your head?
A little chaotic. Because my 4-year-old will be tied to me. Like, she will need to physically be on me. Mm-hmm. My 6-year-old will probably run away with someone and be like, it's like selling wood to people as he drives around.
He's pumped to make money at the campground.
Yeah,
I
he's like
love
planning.
He's inventing all the things he's going to drive around and sell to all the campers.
I love that.
He was like, I'm going to start selling tacos. Who's
What tacos? Who's making the tacos? Like, like, Mom, you can buy those from a food service company. Have you seen the golf carts that they have set up for that?
No.
There's these golf carts that you can buy that are set up as like a convenience store, like a concession stand. And they've got like a place for like a warmer and like a,
that's neat.
like the coffee section or like an ice cream area with a freezer. Like they have these custom golf carts. I think it's Club Car that makes them, that are meant for that, for driving through the campground and selling whatever random thing it is that you're selling.
That would be his
That's
jam.
what he needs for Christmas.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That's cool.
He's
Sure,
in.
it's like $20,000, but that's what he needs for Christmas.
I mean, it's better than some more toys, honestly, at this
Totally
point.
agree.
So
Yeah,
many
I
toys.
agree. So you're pumped for homeschool.
I am. I was a little apprehensive, but I was homeschooled until 6th grade. So, you know, my mom was an early education teacher, so I thought, oh, I don't know how I'm going to live up to that. But I think we just kind of enjoy subject by subject. And it's just so different than telling him to shh and be quiet and sit down. And we get to rage a little bit during the day before we have lessons. And I think it's been wonderful.
I think they've kind of gotten into a routine because there was some butting heads when we first tried after the summer.
Dude, we still butt heads.
Yeah.
And we're like, my oldest is 6th grade, so I don't know that I think that's like part of the territory with homeschooling. Because think about kids in a classroom. Most of them like have some resistance, or like coming home and trying to do homework. Like there's usually some resistance there. So don't be too hard on yourself. I think that's normal.
She's always telling me, she's like, you got to let go of the rope. She's like, when you two just like butt heads, you got to just let go and choose a different activity and just move on.
One of the best things I ever heard was a life and relationship therapist was talking to the women's group. I don't know if y'all were there. And somebody asked a question about raising kids. And she said, y'all aren't rule followers. Why would you think your kids are going to be?
Oh, that is good.
You're like, oh, yeah, okay, fine.
Yeah.
And we don't really want them to be.
Exactly.
we
So
want them
why
to
are we
push.
trying to make them do that?
Yeah. Yeah.
I want them to push everyone else but me. Like, I want them to like, listen to me.
Yeah, I regularly say, like, my kids are going to be freaking amazing if they can survive these couple of years.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there was a really sweet moment about a week ago. Reading has been a tough one for our son. He just doesn't want to sit down and like focus and sound out the words. But then I heard him reading her a book, and then I heard him thank her for teaching him how to read. And I was just like, oh,
Does
dude.
that make you want to cry?
Yeah. And also a little bit like I've put in some time too. More about me, but it was a really sweet
It was
moment.
super, because he just picked up the book and said, oh, let me read this to you. And we just laid down and he just started reading to me. And I got so excited. I wanted to just like squeeze him and shake him. But I was cool. I didn't abuse my child, but I was really excited.
What did you use to teach him?
So we've just been using phonics. So we've just been sounding out words. And he went to kindergarten because I was still in the military last year. So they had started that process. And we're just kind of still sounding things out and using phonetics to get him through the words. But he's got a good memory.
Yeah, there's this really cool book called How to Teach Your Child to Read in 100 Easy Lessons that I've used with all of mine, and I love it.
Okay.
It's like from the 80s. It's super old, and I
like
might be
it.
wrong, and it's the 90s, but point being, it's not a new book. It's on Amazon. It's cheap, and it does sound everything out, but the way that it does it, my kids think it's fun because it's like a game.
Oh.
And so, yeah, we've like that, mixing it with Bob books. I don't know how far along he is. Those may be too elementary for him, but
We could try it. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're doing the early readers right now.
yeah.
But okay.
So are you going to use a curriculum, or are you going to
For reading?
for homeschooling? Or are you going to build your own?
So I've been piecemealing. Like we're doing I have a math curriculum, and then I've used a little bit of oh my gosh, The Good and the Beautiful.
Oh, I don't know.
I've heard of that one.
Yeah, it's a little bit religious in some
Yeah.
things, but it's just a really it's a nice setup. It's really beautiful. And then but mostly there's also Teachers Pay Teachers, where you can kind of pull things off of. And I just found one for Spanish. I'll have to look that up, but I'm just kind of pulling. Mostly what we're doing is we're picking subjects. Like we just did one on survival, so it's outdoor survival. So all the different subjects were targeted towards outdoor survival.
Where did you get that? I love that.
I will look
need
it up.
that.
Yeah, it was super fun. They did a whole project of just starting fires. That was one day of
We need to do
different
that.
ways
Although
to start
I think
fires.
my kids might burn something down. If we do that. I don't know about that one.
Yeah, that's what she came home to. She's like, "Oh, that will be for me. I will do the fires."
Yeah, I need that.
That's
love
so
that.
cool. That's
Yeah.
why I love homeschool, because they're like, yeah, we're teaching our kids how to start fires. Like, if you,
What'd you do today?
that's the last thing that they're doing, like in regular school, right?
So do you teach or do you speak Spanish?
No.
So I feel like language,
I know, I
a
just feel
foreign
shame.
language has been the hardest thing for me for teaching them. And I brought a tutor in. It's probably a little bit over. It has been a little over a year now, and I don't know that that's any easier.
We did too.
They're more resistant to that than any of the other things.
Really?
I wonder why.
Yeah.
No. Maybe because they're learning Chinese, and the Chinese teacher's a little
Strict.
Yeah.
like.
Yeah, that sounds difficult.
Yeah. In Idaho, one of her cousin's kids is going to a Mandarin immersion school. So like half the
It's
day.
in the public school.
It's in the public school. Yeah. It's
What?
just
Oh,
That's
wow.
cool.
they
In
can either do
Idaho.
Mandarin or
In
Spanish.
Idaho, that's
Yeah.
random.
Yeah,
No.
in tiny little Idaho,
Yeah.
like not a
I
big
was shocked
town.
because it's the same public school I went to. And I was shocked.
She does not
That's
speak
crazy.
Mandarin.
Yeah. But the kids go Chinese secure now, so the parents have no idea what they're speaking, which is pretty fun.
That's freaking
That's
awesome.
super cool.
Yeah, so they have no idea. And she's like, no, none of that. Here.
Have the baby listening to Chinese nursery rhymes. So I have all these Chinese nursery rhymes stuck in my head. It's like Papa Mofu, like all these little Chinese nursery rhymes in my head all day.
That's cool.
So maybe the kids need more
Yes.
of the songs and stuff.
Yeah, starting them young, real young,
Real
3
young.
months.
That's right. That's how you got to do it. That's how we did it. So,
Yeah.
oh, I love that.
Yeah.
So, do your kids, when you're homeschooling, are they a little wild? Because my kids are super wild. They're running around, peeing outside, and like, do your kids do crazy stuff like this?
Yes, Logan and Grandpa. Yes, there's peeing outside.
There's peeing outside.
There's
Oh
peeing
my gosh,
outside.
I thought it was all. I feel
No.
heard and seen right now. There's like other
That's
kids.
what, if I knew that's all you needed. Like we need to like send Travis a message on
Because-
Instagram. And
yeah,
like,
because
this is
my-
what Shannon needs.
My parents are like, that's not normal, Shannon.
That's
Yes.
totally
That's totally
normal.
normal.
But your parents are from LA.
My parents are from LA. Yes,
Probably
that's
not
true.
normal in LA.
I think it's
I
a generational
mean-
thing too, because my mom and dad sometimes kind of like do this, and I'm just like, yep, they're a little wild.
Yeah.
Like, I like refer to them as our little wildlings. And
I like them a little
love
wild.
it.
yeah,
Yeah, mine are definitely feral, and I'm
Yeah.
all for it. Like, I
Yep.
kind of love it. I'm like, yeah, secretly, I like that she's peeing outside. You go, you bad girl, you know?
This is your rebellion, being outside instead of in the house.
Yeah, I mean, like, I kind of like it. I'm not going to lie, but I don't, like, say that. But I'm glad to know that, like, your kids are also doing this.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
they're just
we,
having their best life.
They are. Like a couple summers ago, when our son was smaller, hopefully he never hears this, he'd be mad at me, but we were outside eating watermelon, and we finished the watermelon, and he went to the bathroom in the watermelon bowl, and my dad was just like
Like just real casually. He
Wait,
was like,
no, one of the girls in the mastermind, she was on our weekly call and she had just made homemade mashed potatoes from scratch, which she like never does because it's so hard. And she put them on the table and the kid peed in the mashed potato bowl before they got to eat it for dinner.
I love hearing these stories.
So it's not just your kid. The empty watermelon bowl is way better than
oh, it's the
the
best.
full mashed potato
full
bowl.
mashed potatoes in the kitchen on the table.
Sad.
Yeah.
Like that's just kids. That's
Our
what they
kids
do.
are unapologetically themselves.
They are
really are.
unapologetically themselves. And we should all strive to live a little bit more that way. Other than please no one pee on anything at the retreat this weekend.
Especially anything homemade. Like, I'm like,
No to the food.
homemade cooking. Yeah, I'm like, don't pee on that.
That's awesome. Well, thank you ladies for being here with us today and sharing so much from your lives. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, and we can't wait to see what you guys do with your RV park. So we'll definitely
thank
be
you.
watching.
Next retreat at the RV park.
Oh, I love it. Yes, please.
It's rural.
Yeah.
Maybe we need
Be
some rural.
rustic.
That'd be good.
Let's do it.
We
It would be
totally should.
beautiful.
That could be fun.
We've got a quirky neighbor too, so it'd be a lot of fun.
Dude, I think RV parks automatically come with quirky neighbors. We have a naked one. He has some PTSD, and so like about once a month he's like out in his backyard just naked laying out there. We're like, this is
Wow.
really good for customer service.
Yep, there's a common thread there.
Oh, yes.
Yep.
That's good marketing. You should like post that out there.
Oh
I'm sure
no,
people
I'm
would, like,
a kid.
wanna
I'm a
come.
family park. I don't know that people want to
Yeah.
Nice.
Are you guys on social media at all? Is there anywhere that someone can follow you guys?
Yes. Yes. On Instagram, they could follow us at Burn the Marshmallow.
Burn the marshmallow. I
love that. That's the best one we've heard.
I'm gonna remember. That's such good marketing, you guys. Good job.
Who came up with that?
Alina did. You know
See,
this.
these are the things she's contributing to the marriage.
Yes.
We should have been making a list.
Contribute. I
She
contribute.
she does. I'm telling you, she does a lot of work.
Handy,
Yeah.
creative name ideas.
So handy.
I'll never forget that Instagram name.
Oh,
Yeah, that's really smart. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for coming on. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
Talk to you soon.
Okay.
Bye.